Hi, this is Matthew Brickman, president of iMediate Inc., and this month I want to talk to you more about COVID-19 and the effects that I have seen as a mediator. Like I mentioned last time, I'm not giving any legal advice. To find out how this information may apply to your specific case, please either contact me for a recommendation for an attorney who can provide you legal advice, or consult your own attorney if you have one. So what about a mother or father's custody rights to the child during COVID? This also has been asked, and I always point parents to the statute in Florida, which reads, quote, "It is public policy of this state that each minor child has frequent and continuing contact with both parents after the parents separate or the marriage of the parties is dissolved, and to encourage the parents to share the rights and responsibilities and joys of child rearing. There is no presumption for or against the father or mother of the child, or for or against any specific time-sharing schedule when creating or modifying the parenting plan of the child." End quote. First off, in Florida, we do not have custody and primary and secondary parents any longer. In fact, we haven't had those terms since 2011. Decision-making is joint unless the courts find specific reasons why it shouldn't be. And going back to the statute, parents don't have rights to their children. The children have rights to their parents so that the parents can enjoy the fun times and the responsibility times with their child. What I have seen on occasion, and we as a society really need to see more of this, and that is cooperation between the parties. I have seen some cases where the parents recognize that for their particular situation, allowing the child to remain in one parent's home and not exercising the time sharing is how they choose to modify their court order amongst themselves on a temporary basis. And for them, it works. I have had parties arguing in mediation about whether the child should go back and forth. And so my suggested compromise is that if one parent wants the child to remain with them 100% of the time and not have the child go back and forth at this time during COVID, well, then maybe that would be a good idea. But once the restrictions are lifted, then the child is to go with the other parent that didn't get to exercise any time sharing for the same amount of uninterrupted time to make up for the lost time. So again, for legal advice for your particular case, either consult your counsel or contact me if you'd like a recommendation, as I've worked with over 600 wonderful attorneys, would be happy to refer one to you. For more information about my services and to help me help you negotiate your situation, you can always call me toll-free at 877-822-1479, local at 561-262-9121. Email me at mbrickman@ichatmediation.com or visit me online at imediateinc.com, and be sure not to miss an episode of the Mediate This podcast.